Well, as we see more and more states beginning to reopen, the big challenge and question for many companies and retailers is how are they going to sterilize their locations efficiently? Disinfect and Shield is a company that hopes to be able to provide a solution for that. We are joined now by the company's Disinfectant and Shield Chief Product and Technology Officer, Patrick Haddad. Patrick, good to have you with us. I think the name probably says it all, Disinfect and Shield, but tell us exactly what this product is and how it works.
Sure, Alexis, nice to be on. It's a product that 10 years ago was invented to disinfect and shield in only surgical level suites used by 10 different world-class surgeons to completely disinfect op rooms. What it does is it's a solution that's odorless, both EPA and FDA registered, and green and eco-friendly. It dries in a few seconds and essentially creates an invisible shield throughout the room that is officially tested to last continuously. It can only be wiped off by any kind of outside abrasion. So what that means is hands on doorknobs, any hard rubbing surface from human touch. So our recommendation is every 30 days and your room is completely protected in high traffic areas without seeing it, without having to clear the room before.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Alexis.
I was just wondering who can use this. I mean, can Brian and I use this in our homes, or is this just for for hospitals and large companies?
No, absolutely not. Our goal as a company is to bring this to the mainstream. I'm a United States Marine Corps veteran. I have a couple other veteran partners. Our goal is literally as few handshakes as we can, as few texts out of my mouth, my texts, and my email to get it across the world. We've been talking to nursing homes, prisons, subway systems, B2C, direct retail. We've pretty much been taking it to as many different means as we can. We do have the means to distribute it as a B2C in individual 16-ounce bottles, as well as in 55 gallons, 275-gallon tubs when it comes down to countries or anyone on the government side.
Patrick, I haven't seen a product like this, to be perfectly fair. Have you gotten calls from, let's say, a Procter & Gamble and a Church & Dwight to team up to start mass producing this?
Brian, we haven't got there yet, but we do have close to 100 million gallons on hand. We are already looking to scale out. We do have a few strong partners already on our side. We're making some pretty large handshakes, partnerships with entire countries, and it's exactly why we got on board. I mean, in my opinion, this is a social responsibility in addition to just a business responsibility to get out there. And for the time being, it's our goal to get it out there because, I mean, frankly, we need to open back up, and this is, in our opinion, what needs to be the new norm when it comes down to safety in the commercial space as well as home.
Patrick, speaking of safety, how safe is it for people to inhale this, to be around this disinfectant?
Again, this is odorless, it's eco-friendly, it's green, it literally dries in a few seconds. You can spray it on skin, you can spray it on, usually a disinfectant. This uses what's called a mechanical kill. The difference there is usually a chemical kill will be something like covering up a smell with perfume, versus in our case, what we're doing is having a lot of little pins and needles, which actually break and destroy the virus or the germs at their surface. So it's a lot safer, it's a lot more effective, and it lasts a lot longer without all the harsh risks of having chemicals involved. This is 100% alcohol well, and comes in a hand sanitizer that lasts 8 hours as well. So we understand this is an outlier in the market. We understand that we've been getting our doors beat down internationally once we brought this to market, and we're just trying our best to deal with demand and bring it out to the world.
Patrick, I look at disinfecting wipes, I look at bleach, but I see a product like this. Are those products outdated and more products like yours could be on the rise? And are you concerned that you might see some of these bigger players come in?
Frankly, Brian, as far as I understand them, we have been an outlier from the market. We've tested about 300 or 400 different products. We've had an MIT mixologist on it. We have one of the top infectious disease specialists from Texas, one of the NFL's neurosurgeons. We have quite a big clinical team that told us this, essentially for the time being, is somewhat of an outlier. And it's something that's been used for over a decade in surgical suites that was invented by a neurosurgeon to solve a wound infection problem. And it's really one of those things that, imagine if 6 months ago you said, how many people have an interest in what's considered the creme de la creme of the disinfectant space? Most companies would hang up because this wasn't in the top 500 of their priority list. Suddenly, with what's happened the last few months, this suddenly becomes number 1 and 2, and it's just been a very rapid adjustment in the market. And our company has, for the time being, been able to adjust and get it out. And we're hoping to get this across the world, and continue awareness of people like yourselves getting us out there.
Yeah, and boom, just like that, you and your company are in vogue right now. So a couple of questions for you. I'd imagine This is patented. Do you have a patent on this? And also, to go along with Brian's thinking, I'm wondering how long it's going to take for P&G or Unilever or one of those giants to come make you a takeover offer.
Sure. So first off, this is not patented. This is a situation where, if you guys know, you have to release all of the formulations for a patent. There's been multiple reverse engineering attempts in the past, and thus far, no one has been successful thus far. So it's not in the plans. It's a recommendation from attorneys. And number two, I mean, frankly, I'm really not too concerned about any other large companies we're trying to establish as ourselves. We already have the scale and the mechanisms to be able to deliver in bulk. We also have an application and servicing on our side as well. If someone calls us and says, I have 100,000 square feet for a church, for an arena, for a stadium, we do have the means and partners are ready to execute that within 7 to 10 days at least, anywhere in the country.
And I think it's obvious, but you can't ingest this stuff, correct?
No, that's about the one level. We talk about safety. It could be sprayed everywhere a few seconds, alcohol free, but you're not supposed to ingest it.
Right.
Correct.
I want to make sure our president's hearing that as well.
I want to be clear as well. I mean, you can put this around your nose. I mean, you talk about being extremely safe as everything. This is about as safe as it gets for a cleaning product. And I mean, from what we've understood as well, this is a complete outlier. You know, my background is building search engines, marketing platforms. I'm a Forbes endorsed marketer, and I've got behind this when I found out, and I just found out the check marks that this product hits is not matched on the market from anything we've seen thus far. But as always, you never know what you don't know. So we're happy to make engagements with anyone looking to help, and the social responsibility piece of getting us out there.
All right, definitely interesting and important work that you're doing there. Patrick Haddad, Disinfect Shield Chief Product and Technology Officer. Best of luck to you.
Thanks for having me, Brian and Alexis.
All right, stay with us. We're going to check in with Jared Blickery and the markets just ahead of the opening bell after this.